Hey, what's going on, guys? It's me, Jedi. Today, we're moving to the top 5 of the most toughest and powerful characters in the Bible. So, let's go. Alright, starting off at number 5. I am 90% sure that you didn't know this. And if you did, comment section below, tell me that you did, and that's going to be super cool. Alright? So, Alexander the Great. Yeah, I know, right? Shocking. I'm sure you guys are all shook. Well, Alexander the Great was actually in the Bible, and he wasn't mentioned like that greatly, so they didn't write the whole book about him. But of course, he was in there, and he was mentioned a little bit, so that's why he's really low on this list. I'm sure if he was mentioned a little bit more, he'd be a lot higher. But he was mentioned, and of course, we know all the great things that he did, and there will definitely be a video about Alexander the Great because he's just an amazing guy. So I'm definitely gonna be making a video about him. Stay tuned for that. And if this is like a couple years later, go watch my video. But for now, wait on that. Anytime this week, that video is going to be coming out. And Alexander the Great is amazing. He's great, conquered all the great nations, and he basically conquered most of the old known world. So definitely, he's probably one of the coolest characters in there anyway, considering the fact that he's Alexander the Great and a lot of people know him. And I'm pretty sure like a lot of you guys did not know that he was in the Bible. So when I found this out, I thought it was super cool. So he's number 5. Next up, we have Joshua. Joshua was pretty much like a well-known leader, and the really cool thing was he was basically chosen to be like the successor of Moses, and Moses was like one of the number 1 leaders. And like Moses, he did live for a really long time, and Joshua lived for 110 years. Of course, not as cool as Moses, but still, he's a successor. So he was actually known to be like a really great leader, and he had a lot of leadership qualities, and that's why he was a successor. And of course, being a leader in the Bible is really great. And of course, he also lived for 110 years. So all these cool things make him number 4 on the list. Alright, number 3, top 3, we have David. So, David was mentioned as like a really small guy, not that big stature. But this guy was pretty much like a warrior. Like, he's one of those guys who should not be doing the things that he does. And he has a lot of bravery. And this guy's super strong. And David was really set apart by pretty much everybody there. He had no fear. I mean, he never wore any armor. He took on Goliath by himself, and Goliath was like 10 feet. So, I'm sure a lot of you guys know about David, but if you didn't, search that stuff up, guys. There's a lot of movies about him. David's just like next level. He tore lions. He basically he did anything anybody asked him to do. And the really cool part was he was just like a shepherd. So, the stuff he did was super great. And people are saying that he's like the original Rocky Balboa. So I think I agree with that, because David's just so powerful, and the things that he does and the stature he has is just great. So David, number 3. Number 2, we have the man, the myth, the legend, Moses. Moses was definitely like the greatest leader in the Bible. Moses had a lot of people following him, and like the stereotype always shows Moses as like the old man who could never step into the guy into the sweet land. He always had to like just watch, and like people make him sound so sappy, but in reality he's actually a great leader. He did lead the Egyptians, and he did all that like stuff that not any other person could probably not pull that stuff off. And he was a great leader. He took them through the one of the main things that he's really known for is definitely the whole taking the Egyptians across thing. And also he's the one who basically got the 10 commandments, and he's the one who ran that whole thing. So Moses is definitely number 2. And you might be wondering, man, why can't you put Moses number 1? He's probably like super great. Well, I think you guys know who's gonna be number 1. Alright guys, number 1. This is gonna be a big surprise. I'm sure none of you guys expected this, but number 1, we have Jesus. And of course, pretty much the whole Bible is like centered around him. And one of the things is because he is known to be like the greatest man to ever walk. And of course, like he was the descendant of God. That's believed by the Christians. And he basically walked the earth, and many people like Napoleon said that that guy's no mere man. I'm just paraphrasing, but he said something around the fact I know to tell him that he's not a mere man. And the fact that comes out of Napoleon, huge leader, is completely skewed and superly different, considering the fact that Jesus was not like a 10-foot, 8-foot guy who's just walking around. He's a normal guy, but of course, we all know that he wasn't, and he was crucified on the Roman cross. His body disappeared after 3 days. These are all things that are in the Bible, and all these cool things, and the whole fact that he could do he could heal people, and he had like true power. He multiplied fish, he multiplied bread, he made water into wine, and all that cool stuff that he did, bringing back the dead, pretty much puts him on number 1 on the list. And of course, Jesus has to be number 1. When we're making a video about the Bible. Alright guys, I hope you learned a lot today about the greatest people in the Bible. So, if you guys really enjoyed that video, make sure you guys
like the video, share the video, and subscribe.
Do that. Alright. And also, Instagram, go follow me at Jedi.Solomon. I'll be responding to anything you guys ask me. DMs, comments, concerns, anything. Let me know there. Also, we also have the huge red subscribe button. Hit it. Join the subscribe squad. Join my squad. Let's do this, guys.